Good morning, everyone. Welcome back to my channel. I know it has been a minute, and I know when I posted my last video, I said I was going to post more consistently. But before my last video, I moved to a new apartment, and that was crazy. And then I started back working again full-time on call. So it's been very hard to like plan out when to do things because I have no idea, like I could have to go to work at any second. So this month has been really hectic and they've been calling me a lot. So yeah, it's been a little hard, but next month I have a normal schedule. I know when I'm off, and I've been really back into reading. I was kind of in a slump with moving and work, so I didn't really even have anything to say to you guys because I hadn't been reading, but I've been back into reading and I have more time, so I promise this time we'll actually post more videos. And basically the whole reason I'm posting this video is because I'm sure as many of you fantasy fans know, the Shadow and Bone show came out on Netflix on Friday, and it was so good. So Friday it came out, I watched the whole first season. Saturday, I went over to a friend's and I made her watch the entire first season again with me. So I watched it twice in the first 2 days it was out. So then Sunday, I was like, you know, it's been a while since I've read the books. Like maybe I should, I kind of remembered like how it went, but I didn't remember the particulars. So Sunday, I read Shadow and Bone. Monday, I read Siege and Storm, the second one. And yesterday, Tuesday, I finished Ruin and Rising. Because again, this week I've been on call, but luckily this week they haven't been calling me. So I've had nothing to do but just wait by the phone. So I read each book day after day. So today is Wednesday now. And I thought, I mean, while I'm on this roll, I might as well read Six of Crows. And I thought, I was kind of annoyed with myself that I didn't do like a reading vlog for rereading the Shadow and Bone trilogy, but it's probably for the best because Six of Crows I just love so much, and I'm sure if I had filmed me reading Shadow and Bone it would have stirred up controversy because I'm a die-hard Mal fan. Mal has been my boy from day one, so and I know that's not everyone's gonna be Mal. Yeah, so I was kind of annoyed with myself that I didn't film me rereading Shadow and Bone, but I haven't really done any reading vlogs, so I didn't think of it. But now I'm like, you know what? I gotta do it. So I'm gonna do, probably today and tomorrow, I'm gonna try and read the duology, so like a 48-hour reading vlog, one day to read each of these, because that's the pace I've been going with these. So yeah, so today is also gonna be a beautiful day. It's gonna be 80 degrees here in New York, so I'm very excited about that. So I'm having my coffee. I'm thinking about what I want to make for the breakfast. Probably just like toast because I don't have any groceries right now. I have some chips though, so I might just make a piece of toast, grab some chips, and then I think we should go to the park, to Central Park, and go read while it's nice out. I should probably pop down to Barnes & Noble to get the second one of these. When I read these however many years ago, I think I read them on ebook and I never bought copies, so I picked this up yesterday. Today I'm probably gonna have to pick up Crooked Kingdom. So yeah, the park, reading, maybe a bookstore, little extravaganza. And yes, that is the day planned. I hope you all stick around and come with me and dive back into the Grishaverse after a very long time away. Ketterdam, here we come, am I right? Okay, so I made it to the Sheep's Meadow in Central Park, and I'm going to read as much as I can of Six of Crows. I literally only read 6 pages this morning. So we've got a lot to get through, but it is so beautiful outside, and I'm already sweating, so we're taking this flannel off immediately and maybe getting a little bit of a tan, but I brought sunscreen, don't worry. Must wear sunscreen. That's cool. Okay, I know it's been a while since I read this book, but I think I'm forgetting like most of the plot. Which is good, because then I'll definitely enjoy rereading it because I won't know what's going on. Like I very distinctly remember all the characters, at least like the main characters. I think they're like the main draw of the story, so I remember them so vividly. But like the actual plot, like I'm only on the first, like we haven't even met the characters yet. It's just like the intro kind of setting up that there's like, it's like Gerda. It's like coming back to me as I read, but I was like, what is going on? I definitely should have brought sunglasses. That was a big mistake. Can't see. So I definitely forgot about Per Haskell. So Kaz wasn't the leader of the dregs, like of the crows. Well, the dregs, right, yeah. So he wasn't the leader of the dregs at the beginning. There was Per Haskell, who was. Because they're like 17. That's I feel like the casting for the show was so perfect, but I almost wish they aged them up a little bit. But no, they were perfect the way they were, because the cast was all like early 20s, which is much more believable than 17. I think sometimes when I read these young adult ones, I age them up in my mind, because 17-year-olds are literal children. I'm like, so in my mind they're like 23, because that just makes more sense to me. But I forgot about Per Haskell, so now I keep just thinking about the show and what they're gonna do. I feel like Cass is gonna get progressively more like brutal and dirty hands over like the next season, and then maybe the 3rd season is gonna be the Six of Crows book, and so then him and Inej can like break down his walls. So I've already moved into the shade because it was getting very hot, and I am very worried about getting sunburned. But still loving the book, still reading, and now I can lean back against this tree, get a little bit more comfy, and probably break into my barbecue chips. Yay! All right, so I am sunned out and getting a little hungry, so we are gonna head to the bookstore to buy Crooked Kingdom so that we're all set for tomorrow and get some lunch. I stopped I was gonna stop at like 100 pages, but we're about to meet Matthias, and I just need to be focused and ready for when we meet him. Secure the bag.
I think also have an ability to kind of raise the dead in some way. And Ellie, our main character, is rather powerful in that ability, which brings us again to present day. As again, this book opens.
Bit of an update. I am back home in my apartment. I have showered all of the sweat and icky midtown germs off of me, and I ate my By Chloe. I think I filmed that. I went and got some By Chloe on my way back from Barnes & Noble, and I acquired A Crooked Kingdom. So we're all set to finish out the series. Woo! I'm almost at 100 pages. The book's like 450, 500 pages. So we're pretty much just gonna read the rest of the night. I'm watching Reagan from Peru's Projects new vlog. She's doing like a 48-hour reading challenge, and that's kind of what I'm doing. I'm trying to read these two over the 2 days. So she read over like 1,000 pages, and I won't be doing that. But yeah, I'm gonna finish watching her video. I'm probably gonna make a coffee, and then we're gonna keep reading. It's so dark. I'm like Alina, Sancta Alina, I give you light. Anyway, gonna make a coffee, watch Reagan, and then get back to reading. And we're about to meet Matthias. He was so good in the show. I'm just gonna keep talking about the show. I really should just do a whole video about my thoughts on the show because I loved every second of it. But casting was perfect, and now we're gonna read the book versions. Okay, so I'm on page 123. Let me pause my ASMR background noise. I'm on page 123, and all 6 of the crows are together. We have the whole crew together, and we're ready to plan out our heist. I kind of thought it would take longer to get all 6 of them together in one room, but I'm very pleased, and I'm very excited. I keep talking about the show. I'm so excited to see who the cast is while in, or when, if it's next season. I just don't know. I just don't know. So I'm on page 198. Kaz Brecker is just so in love with Inej. This man is so... Okay, reading update. I am on page 198, and we're on the adventure. We're going. I'm trying to toe the line for spoilers between saying enough that people who have read the books, and I'm sure most of you who are watching this have read the books, will know what I'm talking about, but not spoiling too much that it actually like spoils or ruins the reading experience if you haven't. So I'm not gonna like say major plot spoilers or anything, but if you don't want to like know anything, maybe stop watching. But I'm just gonna mention a few little things. I love Inej and Nina's friendship. Like, I just love female friendship. But I just love female friendships, and they just love each other, and they just trust each other, and, you know, with a life amongst thieves, it's hard to trust each other, and I love that the girlies trust each other and love each other. Speaking of trusting and loving each other, Kaz is just so in love with Inej. And the fact that she is acting like she doesn't know. I mean, I know this man is like messed up in the head and like incapable of showing like a nice emotion, but I just feel like it's still really obvious. And Nina even said that she was kind of like, you, and then she's like, maybe I'm just a romantic. You're not. The man is in love with her. It's clear from the first chapter. That's why it's not even a spoiler. I think it's pretty clear from day one that this man is in love. It's literally been 30 seconds since I filmed that last clip, but Jesper and Inej's friendship. I'm glad they like really showcased that in the show, because he says, I'm the one who can never walk away from a bad hand. She looped her arm in his. That makes you a rotten gambler, Jesper, but an excellent friend. And then Jesper's like, you're too good for him, you know? And she goes, I know, so are you. And then they just like walk around the ship. Also, I feel like, did anyone think that this is maybe a little bit spoilers? If you've watched the show, it's not, but does anyone think that Jesper Fahey as a character was a little straight baity? Like, were we supposed to think that he was interested in Inej? Because there's like moments where he's like a little jealous of Kaz and Inej. I'm like, were we supposed to think he liked her? Or was it supposed to be clear that he like was thinking about Kaz a little bit? Or was it just supposed to be him jealous of like feeling trusted? Maybe it was a little straight baity. I don't know. Just a thought. So I'm gonna get at least halfway to 2:31, and then I might order dinner. As I'm sure you'll come to learn in all my videos, I am a tried and true New Yorker, and I very rarely cook, and I kind of order out for a room meal, but it's fine. I'm thinking Thai. I order Thai food like twice a week, and I ordered it 2 nights ago, but is good. So we're probably gonna order Thai food once I get halfway through to page 231. Okay, so I just ate my dinner and I should get back to reading, but now I'm watching Hannah, A Clockwork Readers. She reread all the Grishaverse ones, and now she's a Melina shipper! At least that's what, from the title and from the first, like, minute of the video I'm getting. So I'm gonna have to finish watching this video, because I'm just so glad that people rereading it as, you know, older people with more experience in the world, and now also with the show, are like starting to come on over to my Malaretsev Stan life side and shipping Melina. I mean, ship whoever you want, but the Dark Lena, like, that ship creeps me the hell out. I do not understand that. And I don't understand the Mal hate. He's a nice boy. Like, is he perfect? No. But everyone acts like he was like a horrible person. I'm like, what did he do? He was really nice and running after her forever, and in the second book, what? He felt like he was being ignored and like totally shafted and like treated like he didn't belong there and like he was useless because he wasn't a Grecian. I'm like, that's fair feelings. Like, people are allowed to be upset. Men are allowed to be upset. But they're like, no, he like was moody once, so I think she should be with the mass murderer who like tortured and disfigured and killed all her friends. Listen to yourselves. You know I can do it, Kaz, and you know I'm not going to refuse, so why ask? Because I've been looking for an excuse to talk to you for 2 days. He thought it. He didn't say it, but... Listen, I don't like... I'm going to get rid of this pillow. It's not good for the footage. I know, it's kind of ridiculous, this trope of, like, everyone in the group kind of, like, coupling off. But in this case, with these 6 people... it's fine by me because everyone needs to just couple off immediately. Hey, reading update. I'm really leaning down into frame here because I can only prop my phone up on so much. I'm on page 276. I am now in my bed. That is very dangerous because we have almost 200 pages left in this book and it is already 10 o'clock at night. But we're not sleeping until we finish. So again, this is dangerous. But we just found out why Kaz wears the gloves. And when I was watching the show with my friend the second time, she asked me, because she hadn't read any of the books, she kind of asked me about Kaz's gloves and the dirty hands thing. And I was like, I kind of remembered, but not like fully. It's been so long since I read these books. And reading it, I was like, this poor child. These are children. This poor child. And now he's this like gruesome gang leader. Ugh. She's such a good writer. I love Leigh Bardugo. Like, I mean, I do think that every single one of her books gets better and better, but especially in my reread of Grisha, I mentioned earlier that the Shadow and Bone books I didn't like really love when I first read them, but on this reread, I really loved them. And she does get better and better though, because then these ones were so good. I'm looking at Ninth House. So she's such a talented author. I will literally read anything she puts out ever. Now I need to go read the Nikolai ones. Maybe I'll do that. Maybe this week. Every day I'm just reading a Leigh Bardugo book until I run out of things to read or reread. But yeah, 200 pages left. I'm probably not going to do as many updates because I really need to like focus and read so we can finish this so we can do the second one tomorrow. But it's so good. And Cass is so messed up, but we love it. Okay, screw talking about spoilers. And yes, I'm back on the couch because I was falling asleep. Big spoiler warning. Jesper's a fabricator? How do I not remember that? How do I not remember that? My boy! Good morning, everyone. I just got up a little bit ago and I'm ready to start reading Crooked Kingdom. I did finish Six of Crows last night at like 2 o'clock in the morning, so I really wasn't filming much. But I loved it. I loved every second of it. The heist was so good. And at the end, I've just gone into full-on spoilers, so it's fine. But freaking Kaz looking at an edge because she's like his liability, and then Van Eyck like noticing that, and so he took her. I remembered that. I did remember that she got stolen and that. Stolen. But she was kidnapped, and the whole second book is like him going to get his money, get his girl. Oh, so good. So Crooked Kingdom though is longer. It's like 536 pages. We're definitely gonna read it today, but luckily it's like a little drizzly and cloudy today. So I'm really just gonna sit in this apartment and read this book all day. And then I have yoga at like 7, but we'll see. I might have to skip that. You know, reading is more important than exercise and being healthy, obviously. So let me make a coffee and get to it. We have no time to spare. I always put on like ASMR rooms on YouTube on my TV when I'm reading for like background noise, and this one's super cute, but look what I just spotted. Does anyone see? Let me see if I can get my finger in here. Baby Yoda. Like, why are you here, Grogu? Hey, reading update. So I'm sitting on the floor now, but I'm on page 84. And I think one of the things I love about this series is that whenever there's like a group of friends or a group of people in a TV show or whatever, I feel like a lot of times there's certain relationships that are highlighted, but like then there's always like 2 friends where I'm like, do these people even talk to each other? But I feel like in this group of 6, like everyone has some sort of relationship with everyone else on the group. You know, like even like Kaz and Matthias, I feel like would be 2 characters that would just really never interact, but they do, and they have their own kind of like begrudging, even though they're not like friends, but like you understand how they view the other person and how they interact. Like, so I think that's what's like really good about it, is like everyone has a relationship with everyone else. And back to my favorite female friendship with frickin' Nina and Inej. Nina's like going through the withdrawal of the Parem, right? Parem. So Nina's going through the withdrawals from the Parem, and she was talking about how she was, you know, like really in the thick of her withdrawals, and she just like wanted to leave and find anywhere where she could find it. And even thinking about like a future with Matthias, who she's like in love with, was still not like helping her get out of it. But what helped her get out of it was like knowing that she had to save Inej, and that like no matter what, she wouldn't abandon her. And I was like, best friends, best friends. Oh, I loved it. And we're getting Jesper's dad, which I remembered that very much. That really stuck out to me. And I was like, yes, because they're children, so they have parents. And I know we talk about Inej's parents, and then we know that Kaz doesn't have any, but like, he has a parent, and it's good for him to show up. And it made me wonder about like Nina's family. Like, I know she was probably like conscripted or whatever the word is into the Ravkan army, but I'm like, does she have parents? Does she know where they are? And I know that Matthias's family was killed. He mentioned that. And we know about Marlon's dad. So it's just Nina's parents we don't know about. But maybe in the Nikolai trilogy or series, because I think she's in that. I don't know. But these are my thoughts. I love the girls. I love the girls being besties. And I love Nina, and I want to know more about her. And I'm loving the book. And I did cancel my yoga class because it's a long book, and I keep getting distracted by my phone. But we're not letting that happen because we're finishing tonight. Let's go get our girl. Just got to the... I would come for you, and if I couldn't walk, I'd crawl to you, and oh my. That's all. Just, that's all I had to say. Zoe's here! Zoe is here! Jenny is here too, both of my girls! Yes! Oh, I have to read the Nikolai ones. I just love when my favorite characters pop back up. Zoya and Jenya. Zoya's my fave, but obviously we love Jenya too. Oh, yay. No. Troublemaker? So Matthias had a wolf buddy, and when they thought he died, he was just like released into the wild, but no pack will ever accept him. And they're not meant to be alone. The idea of his wolf left alone howling for Matthias to come home and take him home. He had a puppy. Trassel, troublemaker. That's the worst thing I've ever heard. Kaz just called Jesper Jordy. He just called him his brother's name. All right, it is 8:30 p.m. and I'm on page 337. So I have 200 pages left, which is better than yesterday. Last night I had 200 pages left at 10 o'clock and now it's 8:30. So maybe we'll get to bed before 1 tonight, but I definitely need a coffee. Coffee. Another one. Yum. So something I did remember is that Sturmhold makes an appearance. Oh, I love Nikolai. I definitely have to read his series. But Nikolai and Kaz, or Sturmhold and Kaz, like negotiating is just the greatest thing. I'm so glad she included that because she knows that's what we want. I'd love to see it. Please ignore that I've been reading like this. Well, really more like this, but it's comfy. But so Jenya just tailored Wylan back to himself, and she tailored Kaz a little bit, just like fixing his busted nose and stuff. But I was glad they kind of said Nina thought that Jenya might have offered to like fix Kaz's leg, and he was saying that she like overstepped and she didn't do it. And I'm glad she kind of included that because I mean, I think it's good to have like a quote unquote disabled main character and that he doesn't need fixing and that like he gets on fine with his leg, and if anything it like adds to who he is. So I'm glad they didn't fix it, and I'm glad that he didn't want to have it fixed because there's nothing wrong with him. Well, there's a lot wrong with him, but not his leg. So I gotta say, I love the like we're faking a plague move, genius, but it's too close to home now because of the pandemic. Where is it? Like right here it says, talking about only the very young in Ketterdam didn't have a clear memory of the Queen's Lady Plague, of the sick boats, blah, blah, blah. They remembered the quarantines, the terror that came with even the most basic human contact. Like, now I've lived through a plague, so I'm triggered. I gotta say, I think that Roddy is an underrated character because he's always showing up when they need him and helping out. He's loyal as hell. He hasn't double-crossed them or anything. Like, Roddy deserves rights. We love him. We stan Roddy. Roddy? But yeah, he's my boy. Is this it? It's a kid. Oh, need to just go deprogram them from their crazy freaking religious zealot nonsense. No. I knew it was coming, but it's just really sad still. Like, they just, I know, like, if anyone died, I would have been devastated. And, like, but, like, with Nina and Matthias, like, they never really got to be together. They had to, like, fight so much and go through so much to be together. And they, like, just kind of were gonna figure out a way forward. And they wanted to, like, help try and, like, mend, you know, like, all the fear and, like, their hatred, and try to overcome, like, hatred, which I feel like is so, like, such a beautiful message to try and, like, but also, like, him dying because of, like, a kid, like, a child who's just been programmed with this, like, hatred for no reason. Like, he's just been taught this hate that he killed someone. Like, it's just so sad, and it's sad because it, like, happens in real life. Anyway. I'm done! We have finished the Six of Crows duology. Thank you guys so much for sticking around this probably pretty long vlog. I had a great time rereading this series. Thoughts on the end of Crooked Kingdom. Happy ending, but bittersweet. I wish the whole gang was just still together. I know everyone's like on their path and on their journey where they want to be, except Matthias. Rip, pour one out for Matthias. But the rest of them are on their journey where they should be, which is good, but I just will miss them together. And thank God Roddy, my boy, got some money, so overall, happy ending. I have definitely eventually will be reading the Nikolai trilogy. I think there's only 2 out, but I think it's gonna be a trilogy. I don't know, but that's another book for another time. So I'm going to bed. Have a wonderful night, and dregs for life. No mourners, no funerals.